Yo, what it do, NC? It's your boy, Innovator, here to drop the fucking AOL Week 1 magazine. Blah, blah, blah. Hope y'all as excited as I am. Cheers. Champagne of beers. I've been drinking a little bit, so excuse my if I'm slurring or if I read some of your verses a little weird. I apologize. I can read. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Magazine 1. Alright, we're gonna start with the first motherfucking battle to review here. First and foremost, I'm gonna give a shout out to every single person that showed. Thank you so much for fucking coming through, man, and writing and showing up. As long as y'all keep showing up, I'm gonna keep putting this effort in, and this league is gonna be popping. Hopefully we fucking attract more people. Solstice, Pinot Gris, a couple other people, that I have in mind that frequent NC, spoken. So, shout out to y'all. Come through, man. Join the league. Pastor Riccia, last year's champion, he just disappeared, but, this season, we already started season 8, and, it was a disaster. Nobody no-showed, and, but that's, you charge that shit to the game. We keep it moving. But anyway, on to the motherfucking magazine itself. Week 1, Battle 1. We got DVS versus Objective. Now, a little background for each opponent. We got DVS, who's from Project Rhyme. He's known. I think he's a vet. A lot of people know him. He ran. I think he ran the Topical League on PR a couple times or something like that, or tournaments or whatever. So, dude's not a newbie. He knows what he's doing. He's from Australia. He just joined our prestigious website. Salute DVS, man. Hope you stay around. And Objective is a long-time member of NC. I've seen him a couple times on other websites as well, and this dude's a straight up dude, man. He always shows up. I rarely see Objective no show, and he always posts, quality shit. He's got a good imagination, man. I like his writing. So, I've never, on the other side, I've never read anything from DVS. So we'll see what's up, man, with that. But yeah, let's keep it moving. Let's start off with DVS. Now, his topic was it's a bridge. It's the San Francisco Bridge, and it's all fucked up. You know what I mean? It looks like it's decaying and shit, and nobody's been there for fucking eons or whatever. So let's get started with that. DVS's verse. Again, excuse me if I fuck anything up. All right. Every burnt bridge. That's, I guess, the title. All right, here we go. Truth gone hungry. Pangs of regret. Every burnt bridge is a guide light to my friends, and the silence speaks volumes. Dialed up to 10, facing denial in trial by pen. Vomiting denial on a bitumen catwalk, living in the skin of the kid who is at fault. Asphalt diary, find me. Hunched over regret, and I won't move until the moment has left. I never act on thoughts but choose to move past them. Never seds bloom into more scar garden. To few that's shard, that I lose to regret, when all I choose to do is keep them from you instead. If you're the sum of my thoughts and the math is correct, the amount that I amounted to won't pass that mountain of depth. A series of uncommitted half-truths from this bar stool, disguised behind sarcasm, laughs, and some fast food. Verse 2. Lip-stitched, but only lipstick could part it. Our skin swims and lives in the margins they're carved in. You're a part of this apartment, and my mind's an attic, where the ghosts of my youth grow lonesome and manic. Slowly ratchet the roaming facets of home that fractured into the broken throne of a lone mattress. I'm throwing matches to stoke the ashes. Every word I spoke in stanzas dances, hopelessly hoping it matters. A moment of madness, a lifetime of pain. Clawing at the embers, unsure if the fire remains. I still see the smoke glide along the top. of the place that I broke where my confidence was shot. And this is the whole point I'm getting to. When people leave with some of the whole forms, exit wounds, left with a pause. And this is the whole point I'm getting to. When people leave, the sum of the whole forms, exit wounds, left with a choir of thoughts to grow destitute, that harmonize every single thing I never said to you. Never said, they bloom. Unless you act on a thought, but a thought is all that it eventuates to. And I got a lot of thoughts. All right, so sorry, I got a little update there. So from what I'm seeing here, from what I've read this. Obviously I'm a little nervous. I apologize. I've never done this, so reading it out loud to you guys, it's a little, but I've read it before, and I'm going to allude to what one voter said, that he says, he wrote, it wasn't really, it was a true topical, and I guess what that means is it's not really, he didn't really actually write about the bridge or the picture itself, but he it seemed like he wrote about certain events from someone that was there when these events happened that caused the bridge to look the way that it looks. So it's a lot deeper. You know what I mean? It's a lot deeper than a surface. Where someone just describing the bridge and there was just the destruction and the bridge is all fucked up and I'm there trying to survive. No, he wrote something a little different. He wrote about, he was pining over, a memory of someone that he had, and just, it seemed like he just couldn't get over those memories, and they keep coming back, and no matter how hard he tried to forget these memories of that certain person, they just keep coming back, they keep coming back, and that's the, and I got a lot of thoughts at the end. That's a really nice ending to it, and from my perspective, from what I understood, that's what I got, and very 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 nice verse, very dope. I can see where DVS's rust is coming in a little bit. I mean, maybe I read it wrong, but it seemed like there was a little bit of as far as the technical side, it was a bit off, but again, give that to Rust. You know what I mean? As far as the scope of what he wrote and the topic, that it was incredible. I dug it. But moving on, it was a good verse. Let's see what DVS comes with. Objective. All right, Objective. The 20th installment, Pollock Mansion. And his picture is it's a dude who's standing, I guess, in a pile of fucking dead insects that he's already killed, and he's surrounded by even more insects that are trying to kill him, and he's got two guns on him, and he looks like a warrior or somebody who's trying to survive in an alien planet or some shit. So here we go. Alien invasions doesn't bother me when I'm armed fatherly, barred hard with viciousness and guns that keep our issues less. Mission success, done orderly, put where top secret assassins picked from soldiers missing in action, caught in passing that fought their ass in, willing to do the drilling of killing top villains or millions of civilians in the big man's asking. Back then I said to my officials friend, sounds thrilling, send the task in. 6 years later, and it seems like ages since insanity hit, I'm proficient in readjusting my aim for gravity shifts on 3 planets and shit. On the badassery bit, I'm cold and callous for this. The masked bandits won't miss. Oh, you thought humanity's it? That we're angels on sights blessed with Greek warriors' might? That our galaxy won't be contested to fight when in their mind we're honored with spite? False. And it sucks to be right. Living on a space station severed from life to the point it feels like PlayStation. The beckoning echoing of tiptoe conversations, mentoring loneliness and frustration. Basically living in the vivid image inside of a game and our planets to blame. But who cares when our talents are paid so they can't control the source of savage and pain? The forced damage of vain intellect is righteous if it ain't reaching the net. We're unknown to why they'd fight us, but it's enough of them being a threat. As time went on, it became evident that we're ignored by the president. We need reinforcements sent, but the secretary made it irrelevant. So to hell it went. Along with other machines that excel in violence and known to stay silent, honed to defeat masses of bastards as hired tyrants, we attacked the rebel alliance. Our force called the Black Lions are ready for the course of bathing in alien gore. Watch them fade to the core as Scotch blessed the taste of my friend's Damien swords. Limbs caught in the wind don't drop to the Martian atmosphere that we're in. Bottled with sin, the battle stops and begins. Too bad Martin wasn't destined to win. Off to my left, Harlot's neck are met with razor-sharp claws making a mess. I state my regret as I realize my friends are dead and my head's aching with stress. The corpse of a spider works as a grinder as foes come close and enforce exposure to fire. I'm the lone wolf, a survivor, versus opposers composed with a deadly desire. Guns go click and my knees fall like bricks to the dirt, screaming, shit! What was it worth? I witnessed my intestines devoured as they're leaving in ships, aimed for the earth. Oh man, that got better as it went. All right, so that was good. I stumbled a little bit there because he was going. I apologize for that, but man, this was a really good fucking verse. All right, so off the bat, it's very clear that Objective went completely different from what DVS did. And again, going back to one of the voters, Objective went a little more along the lines of what we're used to here in NetSeas. Where you describe the scenario you build the story around the scenario that you picked, the picture that you picked. And, man, at first when I was reading this, it was a bit okay, the rhyming, it was a bit like alien invasions and, if the big man's asking and tasking and, it was a bit lazy, I guess, kind of, but at the same time, I felt like he pulled it off. He kept it going well enough for me to say, okay, I can, what's the word? Your diction, was cool. I dug the language that it was more relaxed than what DVS posted. DVS went a little more poetic, whereas you went a little more laxed with your writing and your expression, and your tone, which fit the picture, to be honest with you, because, you see the picture and it's a dude fighting for his life. He's not going to sit there and, I guess you could take it that route and be like, oh yeah, be poetic and shit, but, not really. Either way, Objective did an outstanding job. I liked the very last paragraph. The very last paragraph, he was going off, man. Just rhyming, man. Just setting that scenario, of the whole picture. It was incredible. I salute to Objective, but salute to DVS Objective for showing great battle. But I feel like in the end, Objective wrote a little bit more than what I liked. He went into a little bit more. The one flaw, I guess, from Objective is that he introduced characters that, honestly, they just came out of nowhere. Who the fuck is, where was it? Harlot and Martin. Where were these dudes in the beginning of the story? That's, I guess, the one gripe that I have on Objective's verse. But other than that, I thought it was a well thought out verse, and as I'm reading that last paragraph, I scroll down and you can't see the picture on the computer. So all you see is the words, and I can see the picture as I'm reading the words. So, you know, I mean, that's one indicator of something. You know what I mean? Again, DVS, took a different approach that I guess the voters didn't agree with. Whereas you could say that Objective played it a little safe, and he knew that NC the NC style, I guess you could say whatever. But okay, let me end this. My vote goes to Objective. Again, I thought he had a little bit more content. I thought he presented a better, captivating story. So my vote goes to Objective. All right, so there you go. Objective wins. So that's the first battle. And I can see that I'm already at 15 minutes. Jesus, I'm going to have to cut this down. All right. Incredible versus Diablo. Let's get this going. I mean, shit. This is probably going to be about 16 minutes. Goddamn. Let's hope you motherfuckers actually watch this shit. Checking in. Here we go. Incredible versus Diablo. Now, Diablo was supposed to battle Maximus and 2 but those faggot ass niggas no-showed. Fuck them. So Diablo decided to sub in. So here we go. Incredible posted his picture. It's a girl laying down on her back in water as she's looking up at the earth. And here we go. Incredible says that he wrote a verse, but he lost it, and he just dropped 14 bars, so here we go. Okay. I can't muster the strength to stay sane for a day. I've been dumped by the light, and the darkness has nothing to say. Sprinkled skies don't make it exciting. Nothing is enticing. Floating with the stars, but still fighting. Deep sleep is the only time I see my future rising. Trapped in the dark abyss with this current state is blissless. If only everyone didn't know what a fist is, a gun, or the real meaning of Christmas. Above it all, yet in the end I still fall, descending back to this hell shaped as a ball. Back to the weekly grind. I wish this was the part that's all in my mind. Wish I was just dreaming this time. Not even a pinch could wake me, and that's fine. Floating with the stars, I can see Mars. It's not too far. It's within arm's reach. Pardon me, I'm so deep, and this is not bizarre. So clearly, that's not a full verse from what you've heard, and I mean, honestly, I thought he was doing really good. It's unfortunate that he lost his verse, but salute, incredible. I mean, I don't know if you're an alias or not, but you are certainly capable. So, shouts to you, man. Quick pause. I'll be right back. Back. Sorry. All right. So, incredible. Shouts. Dope shit, man. Here we go. Diablo, a.k.a. Lars. One of the first of 3 verses that I'm going to fucking review. Now, his topic is a little weird. It's like a half a whale, like swimming in the water. There's an image of water. There's an image of a beach with a sunset going down. There's stairs going up, and on top of the whale there's like a city on its back. So just one of those fucking abstract pictures that really don't really fucking mean anything, but I guess somehow Lars wrote something to it. So here we go. Very fitting first line. The world is our oyster with countless sojourns. Yet we're preferring to loiter over setting out to explore. Every mountain we walk eventually has a summit in sight. Even if we found it an awkward struggle to climb, life is full of surprises, dead ends, and avenues. You'll discover in time their tests meant to challenge you. Some extend some extend into pleasure pastures new with funny results. Others end where the path you choose come to a halt. It's wonderful just being able to live and learn inside the push and the pull of the big bad world. There are twists and turns, but we get there regardless, and to begin that journey the first step is the hardest. So why not get up and march it as quick as you can. It won't matter where it all started once you finished the task. If you look back, you'll never see what's ahead. So think of the past as means to an end. The key is to then learn from your missteps. But keep up the venture. It's not worth giving in yet. Keep searching with interest, holding and burning new bridges till every stone is unturned. Show your determination to succeed on your path. Once you know it for certain, it's easy as that. So reach up the ladder and climb like never before. It's achievements that matter, not who everyone saw. Don't count how many hands soared when they flew your direction. Just be ready when your opportunity beckons. So okay. Honestly, I don't. Aside from the stairs, I don't see what he wrote has anything to do with the actual topic. But again, we go back to this whole thing where it's, you don't have to necessarily write about what's going on in the picture, but you can come up with some inspiration of something that's in the picture that ultimately comes together in the whole, the whole picture. But honestly, from what I can tell, it seems like Lars is writing about how he took the opportunity to write another verse for the week and showcase that he's good and he's the best or whatever, you know what I mean? In his own ego-driven fucking mind. At the end, the end, it's achievements that matter, not who everyone saw. Don't count on how many had soared when they flew your direction. Just be ready when your opportunity beckons, which he put in italics, which, again, it just, if he didn't do that, then it's just a funny coincidence. But, obviously, Lars was a little more prepared than Incredible. Incredible basically posted a no-show verse. Again, quick side note, all of y'all, do not post no-show verses, because your battle, if your opponent no-shows, your battle will be combined with somebody else. That's the beauty of giving you guys the opportunity to pick your own topics. Unless both of your opponents, you two decide to, to write about the same topic, I can just go ahead and sub in somebody. Two battles are open. Two people didn't show. Well, guess what? Two other people are getting combined. So write a verse every week. If you're gonna show, if you signed up, show. Because people like Lars and myself, when I see somebody that's looking at no show, I'm gonna go ahead and sub, and I'm gonna write a whole verse, 20 lines. It's not hard, it really isn't. 20 lines for people like you that have been on this motherfucker for years. 20 lines should be easy. So again, there you go. Battle number 2. Back to the battle. Give my vote to Diablo. Obviously, he was more prepared. Unfortunate to Incredible. Sorry, but hey, that's the way it goes. Next battle. Ooh, this is a good one. Shit. There's another fucking 10 minutes here. We got Deadman, former champion of the AOW, Deadman, and perennial fucking all-star, Pent Up. Now these two dudes are heavyweights. Fucking heavyweights, man. These guys write amazing stuff. And they always show up and give a show, man. So, and this is a combined, again, one of these battles that got combined. Pent Up was going up against Pancake, and Pancake didn't show. Deadman was up against Diode. Diode didn't show, so put them together, you know what I mean? So here we go, and Pent Up, he made it known that he was a victim of not being prepared, But either way, let's break this battle down. Pent up. All right. Now, pent up's post a topic is what looks like it's a family walking across a window in a living room, and I guess the dad is on a chair. It looks like he has pajamas on. He's got a bunch of books or newspapers or papers just loosely, thrown all over the floor, and he's showing one to the. I guess he's holding one up like that. So that's, and it says post, and it says our gamble with destiny. That's pent up's topic. So here we go. Delusions of normalcy, skewed by rewards and dreams, the battle between free thoughts, those soon to be quarantined, aggressive, agnostic, and caustic, strewn through our morning reads, from our grim, defined, and misaligned written styles. Met too soon for the worm to treat the bird-brained individuals. Objective, ulterior, methods synchronized and simplified. Joy from rage, avoid from page, synesthesia synthesized? I hope I said that right. A dirty weightlessness from information which is like pigeon flight. From an opinion and practiced it, find a victim to babble with, then shit on them with that rehearsed bit like a laxative. Opposing news sources seem imaginative if it has the script, with a backbone which can't hold a candlestick. Fascist with an anarchist puppets who paid to have their own living are traded as livestock and the practice labeled capitalism, property, Porsches, personnel all under their fortunes. 99 percentile paychecks are hush money. Squander your portions. They've bought your endorsements for a quantum of solace. I don't know. Can't finish. All right. So I like the theme that he was going with. I mean, the picture, the what he was writing about was dope. He played off what the picture is. A guy holding up a newspaper, and it seems like it seems like the guy in the picture, or the dad or whatever. It seems like he's just fed up, and he's done with it. He's wearing a pajama pants and his robe, where his family in the background is well dressed, suggesting that they're going on with their lives, but he's hung up on the stupidity of people and the humdrum fucking daily bullshit that goes on, that he has to witness, and he's done with it. You know what I mean? Everything. He's done with everything. So the direction that Pent Up took that topic, I thought was cool, but it's an unfinished verse, and I was good as it was going. Great rhyming, great technical. Everything was good, but didn't finish. So that's as far as I can go with that. I can't really. If he would have finished it, because he was going, man. He was rhyming. He had this rhyming scheme that was just so dope. And if he would have just kept writing, I think he would have just come out with a gem that he wouldn't have thought would have came out. You know what I mean? Because it seemed like he was getting a lot of inspiration, even though he probably didn't see it, but from the picture. He would have just probed it a little bit more, he would have probably got something else. But there's Pent Up verse. So here we go with Dead Man's verse. All right. So Dead Man, his topic is, it's a picture of a half man, half horse like type of dude. He has a he has a skull with horns on it, and he broken wing, or what used to be wings. He looks like a demon, and he's behind a little girl, and he's basically like coercing her to. It seems like that's what he's doing. He's making her do whatever his will. And there's some text on it that says, and if you ever feel scared, alone, or just want to talk, you know how to call me. So that's eerie. You know what I mean? So influence. All right. So here we go. Dead Man's verse. I invaded you in silence, professionally, ghost in a shell. You put your ear to see. Can you hear me? Silhouette in a cove. Lighthouse illuminate boats. Let the waves lap your cheekbone to a rhythm unknown, solemn groaning, rock and rolling, demons abreast. Heat heavy dragging, albatross, I tried your neck. I tied to your neck. You'll never remember me, but I'll never forget. To attach significance to all the places we went in vain, so it is the same as always before. You called me to harbor remorse, crawling ashore. Your breath is like a local haunt. Your heart is a morgue. My handprint is the pentagram you carved in your floor. We loved each other perfectly in spite of it all. Fed one another summer till we slept or withdraw. Clockwork, Clementine, I recognize your choice. Retrospective, you called me to die. I only answered your question. Sentimentalism, capture you and hold. It's the game. I've played for many years, suspecting you'd do the same. Popped your vein, picked your brain, made you hate your reflection. Drown yourself in Excedrin. There's no pill for resentment. Oral fixation, anal retention, symptomatic depression. Lost your whole perspective just to pay me attention. So it was. Go and catch a buzz. We're traveling tandem. It's funny how we memorize the names of our phantoms and resurrect in every moment alone. When we're not being a person, only being ourselves. 7:30 a.m. Late for rehearsal. You've yet to up and quit. Give me final goodbyes. Let the devil into you. It's time to arrive. Dead Man. Ooh. Dead Man's writing is it's fucking, it's beautiful, dude. I don't know what else to say. He painted that picture perfectly. I mean, you know, your breath is like a local haunt. Your heart is a morgue. My handprint is the pentagram you carved in your floor. I mean, that line right there, those two lines perfectly describe the entire picture. From the text of him, of I guess the villain saying, you know how to call me, if you ever, it's perfect description. Just an outstanding verse that probably Dead Man didn't really work too hard to write, because I'm assuming he probably thought the ode wasn't going to show. But anyway, this was outstanding work. Great writing, great emotion, great imagery. Just an overall great verse. Great effort. Loved it. Unfortunately, Pent, was pit against Dead Man, where Dead Man wrote it into a complete verse and he didn't. So, don't take that into account. It's a great battle. Thank you, gentlemen. Moving on. Oh, right. My vote, Dead Man. For obvious reasons. Moving on. Last battle of the night, folks. 33 minutes in. All right. We got Mr. J, a staple of NC, versus Symmetric, someone I've never heard of or written or read any verses. Either way, here we go. Season 8, last battle, Symmetric. Symmetric uses a picture of a fucking elk. It looks like he's in a war zone. There's planes going over his head, and it looks like there's a bomb going off right to the side of where he's looking. And here we go. Symmetric. Oh wait, excuse me. Mr. J posted first. Oh, Mr. J posted to the same picture. Okay, cool. So here we go. Mr. J's verses first. Pretty small, honest. Wait, no. He didn't write to the same picture. He wrote to a fucking monkey looking. It's just a monkey, one of those copying monkeys. Mr. J, you weird motherfucker. What the fuck? Anyway, Mr. J, here we go. Can you picture the crowd and their approval? Imagine the joy and how much it will move you. What would you do to keep it? What is the symbol you are leaving? Symbol. Picture the treatment, the sweetness, how you would flip to repeat it. Jesus, the nights are wonderful, days inconvenience. The high is beautiful, you better believe it. The gestures the same as yesterday. There is no other tune left to play. When it's time to chime in, you will. Now, you are diving right into the thrill. Who will appreciate it in the end of the day? Who will you guide back whenever they stray? What lingers in your mind? Who knows? Get planted in the concrete and you rose. Smoke 2 packs and look to the future. Change what you can wherever they put you. They put ya. It's all a matter of dealing with praise. Gucci Mane LaFleur make $5 million a day. What do you want me to say about that? Gucci Mane LaFleur make $5 million. That's your last line. That's your last line, Jay. And then you show me a picture of a fucking monkey looking at me, and I'm supposed to relate that to the shit that you posted. Jay, this is the first time I'm reading this shit. This shit's whack. Straight up. You obviously wrote a fucking no-show verse. You didn't vote. And you signing up to the fucking lyrical shit like you actually gonna show. That's hilarious. But anyway, I don't know what to make of this. I mean, aside from Symbol, and you're gonna play another tune, what else how does that relate? Moving on. Symmetric. I gazed into the goddess as she opened up her prattle mouth, when shot from how it stood upon the silhouettes with antlers out, dancer's snout, raised into the sky of loud, raining bombs and cattle clouds, bathed in hottish dairy blood that launched from witness battle cows. Fairy dud, shoving bits of fur and cud into its grasping hurried lungs, destinate, or close enough to wrap the world in blurry mud. That's twice. No? Is that twice you've used mud? No, okay. Excuse me. Have the herd in weary guts, and laugh into the urn to quickly learn that death today ain't turning up. The hum and brace for fallen graves was surely done. Honest news by honest men, yet edit out to understand. Walking up, I set the sun, cropped the ash from plains and plants, left with only magma that's weird. Plains and plants. Why would you? Left with only magma fonts and sort of sanguine shaking hands. Pale, pasty tongue depressed, foe a London summer tan. Gutter rats been picking at the slowing down of moral code. Gums and teeth, a symphony of noshing through my neural nodes. Forces out its pinky snout from lower throat to throttle choke. I hope to God the popping caps are homeless, storing bottle smoke. I finally got the time to load and lock and soak the walls with innermost. Alright, so obviously Symmetry can write, but he kind of lost me a little bit every now and then. The rhyming is a little weird for me. It's like slant rhymes at times. Am I right? Am I saying that right? I feel like he used a lot of slant rhymes. That kind of rhymed, but didn't rhyme. They teeter on. Damn, that was smart of you to do that. And then I don't know about that. But he wrote a more concise fucking verse that actually, I can see from looking at the picture where he can get what he wrote about, and so salute to that, So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Mr. J's verse was completely fucking whack. Just utter whackness. I didn't like it at all. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Symmetry just outwrote him completely. He actually tried. It's obvious Mr. J didn't try. Gucci Mane LaFleur makes $5 million a day. What the nigga, you just sobered me up. What the fuck? That's the fucking wackest shit I've ever heard, man. And I like you, Mr. J. I like reading your shit. What the fuck? You champed. I'm looking at it. This shit. You champed the Art of Writing League. You champed the Art of Writing League with that bullshit. Writing bullshit like that. It's all a matter of dealing with praise. Gucci Mane LaFleur makes $5 million a day. Oh man, I'm gonna add that shit to my motherfucking signature, cause that's how whack that shit is. Jay, sorry man, I gotta call you out on that shit. This is the first time I've ever read something of yours and looked at it and went, that's trash. It's straight trash. You can get offended, but that's the truth. Fucking trash. Symmetric should be ashamed. Symmetric should be pissed off that he had the right to that bullshit. Just, So yeah, there. All the battles reviewed for all you motherfuckers to look at. Hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry. I know I fucking botched a couple of fucking verses, but hey man, we're here. We're live. I'm on my 5th one. Shout out to Lars. I wanted to give a big fucking shout out to Lars for fucking doing what he did last week. Dope, man. Thank you so much, dude. Shout out to everybody who showed up. Again, NABL is starting up. Y'all go over there, man, and vote. Show some love, man. Let's keep this website alive. Let's keep it popping. I know we can. You know what I'm saying? Continuing with the ALW, week motherfucking 2. Battles are up. Let's look at some of these battles. All right. I'm going to give you some predictions for this week's battles. We got DVS versus Deadman. Now, that should be a good one because Deadman, if he shows, he always shows, and he's going to drop knowledge and he's going to drop fucking quality. DVS obviously can write. All right. He's got that 1 week, of rust off of his, conscience. He's ready to go. I know he's going to be ready to go. And I know he's going to write some dope shit. So I'm looking forward to that battle. DVS versus Deadman. We got I can't go against Deadman. They got Deadman, man. And DVS dropped some incredible stuff. Which, by the way, DVS, you got a very nice poetic style to your writing. I can appreciate that, so I like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Next battle, we got YDK. YDK was in a final for AOW a couple of seasons ago. YDK can write. I know a lot of people hating on YDK, but YDK is a good writer, man. And we got some dude named Requiem. Now another dude that's come out of the fucking dust. He's supposed to be some dude that has been around or whatever. So we'll see what's up. You know what I mean? Next battle, another fucking potential juggernaut battle. We got Diablo, aka Lars, the motherfucking UK killer. Jack the Thriller, Jack the Killer, you know what I'm saying? This nigga writes in his sleep. And we got the perennial fucking vet, all-star, Penta, Always love reading his stuff. So looking forward to that battle for real. And then we got Mr. J versus Incredible. Now, Mr. J, if you write another fucking whack-ass verse like you did this week, man, I'm gonna kick you out, because that's some bullshit. Fuck you for posting that whack shit. And then we got Incredible, who unfortunately had from what I can tell, he seemed like he had a dope fucking verse and he lost it. And then he wrote some bullshit. But the bullshit that he wrote was good, and I was digging it. I could tell that he could write. Who knows if he's an alias? But he's probably an alias. But anyway, that's another battle. And then the last battle of the week, we got Symmetric versus Objective. Now, this is an interesting battle because they're kind of similar a little bit, both of them. Symmetric is a little more poetic. Objective is more loose with his writing. So we'll see. That's an interesting battle right there. So there you go, man. Week 1 magazine done. I'm sorry that it took this long. It's the first one. Hopefully we keep it going. Week 2, right now it's at 45 minutes. Maybe next week it'll be 30 minutes. Hopefully, but if more people show, the magazine's gonna get longer, and we're gonna, we're just gonna keep going, Hopefully, you guys fucking, actually look through this thing, man, and show some love, man. I'm here. Y'all show up, and we gonna continue this. All right. Shouts to all the NCGs out there. Blah blah. Peace out, homies. Enjoy the magazine.